I never thought I'd be the one to bring down an entire department, but here we are. 3 days ago, I watched 6 people lose their jobs because they thought I was too pathetic to ever stand up for myself. I've been at this marketing firm for almost 2 years now. Not the best job, not the worst, decent pay, okay benefits, the usual corporate bullshit. I moved to this city knowing absolutely no one. New state, new start after my dad passed away last year. I needed the change. From day one I stuck out like a sore thumb. I'm from rural Alabama and yeah, I've got the accent to prove it. In an office full of polished city people, I might as well have been an alien. But I tried, you know? I genuinely tried to fit in. Jamie was the first person who actually talked to me beyond work stuff. She'd stop by my desk, ask about my weekend, invite me to lunch. After months of feeling invisible, it felt amazing to have someone actually see me. Before long, we were texting outside of work, sharing memes, venting about our nightmare boss Derek. She became my work bestie, the person who made the endless meetings and stupid deadlines bearable. I started opening up to her about personal stuff, how hard it was moving here alone, how I was struggling to make friends, how I missed my family back home. She always knew exactly what to say to make me feel better. At least I thought she did. The little comments started about 6 months in. Nothing major at first. Just little digs about my clothes. That's an interesting outfit choice. My lunch smells unique. My accent, it's just so country, isn't it? I brushed it off. That's just office humor, right? No need to be so sensitive. Then there was the team happy hour where Derek and the others barely acknowledged me. I sat at the end of the table while everyone talked around me like I wasn't even there. Jamie kept glancing at me with this weird smile, then whispering to Bryce and Madison. I left early, told them I wasn't feeling well. No one texted to see if I was okay. Things just got worse from there. I'd walk into the break room and conversations would stop. I'd offer ideas in meetings, and there'd be this awkward silence before someone would basically repeat what I said and get praised for it. I started dreading coming to work. Started having panic attacks in the bathroom. Started wondering if I was just imagining things. But I wasn't imagining what happened last Tuesday. I was working late on the Johnson account. Everyone else had gone home, or so I thought. I was heading to the printer when I heard laughter coming from the conference room. The door was cracked open and I could see Jamie, Derek, Madison, Bryce, Kayla, and Tyler gathered around a laptop, howling with laughter. Oh my God, read the one about her lunch again, Madison was saying, wiping tears from her eyes. My stomach dropped. I just knew, they were talking about me. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. I crept closer just enough to see the screen. It was a group chat. A WhatsApp group called Country Bumpkin Watch. With a profile picture of a cartoon hillbilly. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. But before I could back away, Derek was saying, wait, we should add Zach to this. He had the best impression of her yesterday. A few taps later and my phone buzzed in my pocket. Derek had added me to the chat. No one in the room noticed. They were too busy laughing. I stood frozen as my phone kept buzzing with notifications. With shaking hands, I opened WhatsApp. 3 years worth of messages. 3 years. Pictures of me from behind mocking my clothes. Screenshots of my emails with little nasty comments. Impressions of my accent. Jokes about my sad little lunch. My pathetic weekend plans. How I was such a desperate loser, always following Jamie around. And then I saw it. A message from Jamie from just last week. What a loser. She actually told me she considers me her best friend here. Like I'd ever willingly hang out with Hillbilly Barbie. Face vomiting. I don't remember walking back to my desk. I don't remember sitting down. But I do remember the cold, clear rage that washed over me. 3 years of gaslighting, mockery, and fake friendship unfolded on my screen. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just started taking screenshots. Every single message. I created a folder and organized them by person, by date, by type of harassment. It took me almost 2 hours. I sent everything to my personal email. Then I deleted the app notifications, left the chat without saying a word, and went home. They knew they'd messed up. The next morning, Jamie was at my desk with coffee and a muffin, looking panicked. Hey, so weird thing happened last night. Derek accidentally added you to this dumb group chat, then removed you. Just some work stuff, nothing important. You didn't see anything, did you? I looked her right in the eyes. No, must have missed it. The relief on her face was almost comical. Oh good. Anyway, we should grab lunch today. My treat. I smiled and agreed. Then I went straight to HR and requested a meeting for that afternoon. HR at our company is a joke. One person, Patricia, who's best friends with our VP and basically exists to protect management. I knew going to her might be useless, but I had to start somewhere. I showed her the screenshots. All she said was, "This looks like a personal matter between colleagues. Have you tried talking to them directly about how you feel?" Are you kidding me? Talk to the people who've been systematically humiliating me for 3 years about my feelings? I just stared at her. "I'll speak with Derek informally," she finally said. "But honestly, this kind of thing happens in every workplace. You might need to develop a thicker skin." I thanked her politely and left. Then I forwarded every screenshot to our company's VP, the CEO, and the head of legal. I included dates, times, and a detailed account of the harassment I'd experienced. I noted that I had already approached HR and been dismissed. I ended the email with, "I look forward to your response within 24 hours before I consult with an employment attorney." The response was immediate. The next morning, the VP called an emergency all-hands meeting. Every single person in our department was required to attend, in person or via Zoom. No exceptions. I arrived early and sat in the back. Jamie waved me over to sit with her and the others, but I pretended not to see her. One by one, everyone filed in looking confused. The VP, a tall woman named Elaine who rarely interacted with our department, stood at the front of the room looking like she might breathe fire. "I've called this meeting to address something deeply disturbing that's been brought to my attention," she began. "For the past year, we've experienced unusually high turnover in this department. Exit interviews have hinted at a toxic culture, but no one would provide specifics. I've spent thousands on consultants trying to figure out why talented people keep leaving." The room was dead silent. Would anyone like to enlighten me as to why 6 members of this team have been maintaining a group chat dedicated to harassing and mocking a coworker? All the blood drained from Jamie's face. Derek started stuttering about just jokes and team bonding. Madison stared at her lap. Bryce actually tried to laugh it off. Elaine wasn't having it. She pulled up some of the screenshots on the projector. Not all of them, she was professional enough to spare me that, but enough. Messages calling me retarded, making fun of my dead father, comments about my body, my clothes, my accent. The room got very, very quiet. "This company has a zero-tolerance policy for harassment," Elaine continued, "which all of you acknowledged when you were hired. I've consulted with legal, and they've advised me of the company's significant liability in this situation." Jamie started crying. Actually crying like she was the victim here. "Now I'm going to ask a question," Elaine said, looking around the room. "And I want someone to answer honestly. Why is staff turnover so high in this department?" No one spoke. Then I heard my own voice. "Because harassment and bullying are considered team-building activities here." Every head turned toward me. I stood up, my legs shaking but my voice steady. 3 years. For 3 years, these people have been mocking me, excluding me, undermining me, and pretending to be my friends to my face. And based on the chat history, I'm not the first. Aiden, Sophia, Marcus, all the people who left suddenly, they got the same treatment. They just didn't have proof. I walked to the front of the room. Elaine handed me the clicker for the projector. "This is what working here has been like for me." I showed them. Message after message. Picture after picture. The comments about my accent got worse after I gave a presentation to clients. The lunch photos started when I began bringing homemade food instead of buying $15 salads like everyone else. The jokes about my clothes ramped up when I couldn't afford to shop at the same places after starting to send money home to help my mom. I moved across the country for this job. I had no friends or family here. These people knew that, and they used it against me. Made me think I was crazy for feeling excluded. Made me think Jamie was my friend when she was actually the ringleader. By the end, several people were crying. Not just Jamie and the others who'd been exposed, but other coworkers too. People who'd watched it happen and said nothing. Elaine thanked me and asked me to wait in her office. As I left, I heard her say, "Derek, Jamie, Madison, Bryce, Kayla, and Tyler, stay. Everyone else, you're excused, but consider this your only warning. Witnessing harassment and doing nothing makes you complicit." 3 hours later, Elaine called me back in. The 6 of them were gone. Personal items removed, accounts deactivated, badges disabled. Fired on the spot. "We've let them go," she told me. "I want to personally apologize for what you've experienced. This should never have happened, and it reflects a massive failure of leadership, mine included." She offered me a compensation package, additional PTO, and the option to transfer to another department or location. She also said they were completely restructuring HR effective immediately. It's been 3 days. The office is quiet. People look at me differently now, some with respect, others with fear, many with shame. A few have apologized for not stepping in. Most just avoid eye contact. My phone's been blowing up with texts from Jamie, begging me to tell Elaine it was just jokes, that I'm ruining her life. Derek sent me a LinkedIn message threatening legal action for defamation. I've blocked them all. I still don't know if I'll stay. Part of me feels vindicated, but another part just feels hollow. 3 years of my life spent trying to please people who were laughing at me behind my back. My best friend, who was actually my worst enemy. Maybe I should have said something sooner. Maybe I should have confronted them directly instead of going nuclear. But after years of being made to feel small, there was something powerful about finally standing tall. So here I am, sitting in my apartment on a Friday night, still processing everything. I'm not sure if I'm the asshole for getting 6 people fired, or if they had it coming. All I know is that I'm never going to let anyone make me feel that small again. Edit: holy shit, this blew up overnight. Thanks for all the awards and supportive comments. To address some common questions. 1. Yes, I've saved all the screenshots and evidence in multiple places. 2. No, I haven't heard from HR Lady Patricia yet, but Elaine mentioned she's being reassigned, whatever that means. 3. For those asking if I have legal grounds to sue, maybe? Several attorneys have already reached out through DMs, which is wild. 4. Jamie has now moved on to telling mutual acquaintances that I overreacted and can't take a joke. Classic Darvo. Edit 2. Several people from other departments have reached out to say they experienced similar treatment before transferring. Apparently this group has been doing this for years to multiple people. The company is now doing a full investigation. Edit 3. For the few saying I should have confronted them directly, would you confront 6 people who have been systematically undermining you for years? Who have management on their side? Who made you doubt your own reality? Easy to say from behind a keyboard. Final update. I've decided to accept a transfer to our Seattle office, completely different team, with a promotion and significant raise as part of my settlement agreement. The legal department was very motivated to make me happy. Starting fresh next month. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. Never let the bastards grind you down.